Yeah, when you show up at a show, well, in a festival, let's put it this way. I do lots of jazz festivals in the summertime in Europe. And yeah, you don't get a sound check. You just get up there, set up your stuff, and run. And they say, okay, you got 10 minutes. And in 10, I mean, first of all, when I arrive, I have to assess right away what's going on and how fast can I get this done. And I get the musicians working to set up their stuff on the side of the stage. There's, a lot of preparation off stage so that when it's time to move everything on, you're not like scuffling around trying to plug things in and panic and, because the audience is sitting right there and they're sitting there waiting. And you don't want them to wait any longer than they have to because, it's uncomfortable. Having that being, like if you can get them out and set up on stage quickly, I run to the front. First, I get the band set up. My priority is to get them comfortable. Make sure that the monitor engineer is talking to the musicians, that the musicians know who the monitor engineer is, so that in the panic of the first song, they know who to look for and who to speak to. That's so important. I think that musicians and monitor engineers have to have a relationship at the very beginning. The musicians have to know who it is so they can look over and see that face and know who to talk to. Because you haven't had time to walk around and meet people, it's so quick. If they can, that's my first priority, is to make sure everybody knows everybody on stage. Once I get them going, I run to front of house because I only have 5 minutes now and they're going to start the festival. I've got to go. So I run out and, before I get out to front of house, I've gone out to front of house earlier when we first arrived at the venue, like when there's another band playing, and meet all the people I'm going to be working with in an hour from now, and check out what kind of gear they have there, what kind of EQs, just to assess in my mind, okay, in the next, I'm going to have 5 minutes to figure out how I'm going to make this room sound good. Where am I going to go first? If their graph looks like it's really whacked out crazy and it's not at all close to how I work, I've got to make sure that they're going to allow me, first of all, to touch the graph, because sometimes they won't let you do that. Or what kind of adjustments am I going to have to make on the channel to make it work for my benefit. So after I've got the band set up and I go running out to front of house, I'm on it now to make sure the board is labeled, make sure that the guy who's in front of house is there working for me and doing what I need him to do quickly, because there's no time. Generally, they're prepared for that and they're there for you, they're there to help you. And I just pull up faders and try to get gains up as fast as I can. Some desks I'm more familiar with than others, and I know on the trim how high up I can pretty much do, turn it up before I even hear a sound, just because I know how the board is going to react. Other boards, I don't know what it's going to be, and also I don't know how they have their sound system set up. It's kind of flying by the seat of your pants, and it's fun. It's a rush, but you got to be really fast, and you've got to also trust the guy who's sitting next to you, who's provided the gear, that they are going to help you get through at least the first song without you completely sinking. It's like you talk to the guy, find out what the room does, how does it respond, is there a big low end or is it bright, or what does he recommend to do, because he's been there all day. He's probably been there for a couple days in a jazz festival mixing 10 bands a day, so obviously he's going to know what's going on. And take that into consideration. Don't just go in there and just, I'm not just going to do my thing, because there's a lot to be learned from other people, especially when you don't have any time, which generally those jazz festivals are like that. And also make sure that the band knows that you're not going to have any time out there, and so maybe they can start with a song that's forgiving, that maybe they could start out with just like a jam or something for the first couple minutes, just to give you a chance to have time to get your faders up and find your gain structure and have a chance to breathe and think about what they're about to give you right now. I talk to the band a lot when those situations, please give me something that I can, get my sound check on, in front of the audience. So it's not too uncomfortable and, jarring. You want to try to be, because the audience is sitting there hoping it's just going to be perfect on the first song, and usually it takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to feel like I can sit down and rest. But for those first 10 or 15 minutes, it's like I'm on my feet. And it's fun, but it's a challenge. You really have to trust who you're working with.